Hi guys, it's your favorite nurse educator, Dr. Clark, and I'm back with another cup of the morning coffee. In today's cup, guys, we are talking about the 3 phases of a relationship with an avoidantly attached person. And what we know about avoidantly attached people, whether dismissive or fearful, is that they had emotional neglect during childhood, so they've had a lifetime to hone these skills of suppressing all of their emotions. They become fearful of feeling like they're being rejected, engulfment, which means that they're going to lose their identity in this relationship with you, and oftentimes abandonment, and many times even emotional intimacy. So imagine that as an adult. And this is a real fear. This is a learned behavior, guys. Now, phase 1, the love bombing phase. Many of us know this from the narcissist. However, we also learned that a narcissist, that is a personality disorder. And this is an attachment issue where it's a learned behavior, but with a lot of therapy, they can unlearn this behavior. So, phase 1, love bombing. This is where on the receiving end, you feel like you've met your twin flame. You feel like you've met the love of your life. They are doing everything, saying everything right, spending a lot of time with you, making sure that you know that you love them. And guess what, guys? This is a real phase. This is like the fantasy, the fairy tale, because they've been able to let some of the emotions out, and you get to reap the benefits of all of that, right? Now, they're riding on this dopamine rush, so they're so in love, and you're amazing, you're a perfect person. They finally got it right in their life. Now, why am I talking to you guys about this? Because now that I'm back out here in these dating streets, there are a lot of people, not just men, ladies, but there are a lot of people that are out here that are suffering from some of these, disorders and attachment styles where they may not know, but you also may not know because it's not widely known. And we say everyone is a narcissist these days. Now, phase 2, this is called fault finding. And what happens in this is they're triggered. They're triggered by something. Either maybe their family starts to like you, right? Because that first phase could be three months, 6 months, a year, but it's usually short-lived. So they try to find any little fault in you because these people do not self-reflect, they do not take accountability, and they are offended anytime you try to maybe tell them, hey, babe, I didn't really like it when you did that, or, something like that. In my case, honey, we've invited people a few times and you didn't introduce me to them, and I felt some kind of way. It makes them feel worthless. And then that trigger caused the fear to rise up in them and the dopamine to drop, right? So what happens is that fear of rejection, engulfment, and that abandonment, it starts building, it's rising. They're anxious, they're nervous, and they're quite frankly fearful. Again, these are things of the feelings of being rejected in childhood by their caregiver, parent, caregiver, somebody that was close to them, whoever raised them. This is where this comes from. It's learned behavior. And let me give you another example. The little boy that's always told, oh, we don't raise, no punks, suck it up, don't cry, don't show no emotions. Well, he's 49 now. So, and guess what? He didn't heal. He didn't heal that childhood attachment style. And so now he's struggling to maintain a marriage, relationships. But you know where he is striving? He's doing well at work. He may be addicted to porn. He or she. He may be addicted to porn. He might be addicted to drugs, alcohol. These are serial daters also. They always come up with these excuses of why they have to dump you. So they love bomb, love bomb, love bomb. Now they go through a period and you may not be aware of this period. So they are trying to find anything to say that they made a mistake about you because, again, they do not self-reflect. They are not accountable. So it's never them. It's always you. And this way, because they are fearful that you're going to find out that they're not lovable and that you'll leave them too. So again, rejection, engulfment, abandonment, right? Now, they are very independent. These are the people you go to their house, male or woman, they've got everything in there, right? They've created this, oasis for themselves or things like that. They don't need help from anybody. It's them against the world. But they're always going to find something in phase 2. They're deflective. They're not going to allow you to tell them pretty much anything. It can be something so small. Third phase, this is the discard phase. You've ever been in love with somebody and everything is going well, 2, 3, 6 months, and they ghost you, or they abruptly fizzle out. But many times what we see is the ghosting. This is that ghoster that they ran off. Now, they ran off because, again, they have that fear of abandonment, rejection, and engulfment. So it's kind of like, I want to get you before you get me. I got to break up with you before you break up with me, because they don't want to self-reflect and see what could they have done, what kind of issues have they caused in the relationship. Now, here, this is where you don't get an explanation. You don't get the closure. They're very vague. They just make up stuff. Oh, I need to heal. I'm not ready for a relationship. Oh, I don't want to be married. All of these things. Now, here's where there's a difference. The dismissive avoidant, they're going to give you all these vague reasons. That'll come up with stuff that does not make sense at all. They've nitpicked some teeny little thing to be upset with you about. Now, the fearful avoidant, they may give you a specific reason, but it also won't make sense. But it's going to be something that they've never talked to you about, and they didn't give you a chance to fix it or even address it, and it could have been taken out of context. But so that's the difference between dismissive and fearful. Now, these people have low self-esteem because of the emotional neglect that they experienced as a child. So although for me personally, in this dating phase, I wanted to give grace and things like that, but these are people that they don't intend to hurt you. They just don't know how to address their emotions. They don't know how to do it because the only thing they've learned is that I cannot trust you with my emotions and my feelings because you're going to reject me. You're going to engulf me. You're going to basically dismiss me. You're going to discard me. So they bury access to empathy. This is also the reason why after you've gotten ghosted, you see them or whatever, they act like they don't care. Why? Because they have buried the access to their empathy. Now, what did you do wrong in here? Because that's the question we all ask, right? What did I do wrong? Why didn't they love me? Why? Because you were a consistent, loving, and caring partner. And with that, these people probably told you, oh, nobody's ever loved me like this, or you care about me when I didn't know that, that I deserve to be cared for. You know me more than my friends and family of 20 years. These are those people. And that's okay because it really, from their heart, they really do mean it. However, in that ghosting and how they just kind of throw you away and discard you in that cold, it's because they have had a lifetime. So whether you have a 29-year-old, 39, 49, 69, 79, yes, I know I skipped 59, all of the nines. It doesn't matter their age. What matters is they have had a lifetime of burying their empathy and suppressing these feelings. Now, I know I said 3, but let's talk about the 4th phase that may happen. This may be the breadcrumbing, where they ghosted you and then a couple weeks, couple months later, 6 months later, they start texting you, hey you, hey stranger, or, happen to show up somewhere that they knew that you frequented or whatever. And some people, they kind of fall for it. But also, after that breakup phase, what these people are feeling, they are feeling relieved because of the pressure and the stress of having to be in a real relationship and having to have that emotional intimacy with a person. Now, they start breadcrumbing you because they want to see if you are still a available option. And if you give in to them and I just spoke to him, we just met up, or she did this or she did that, then they're going to ghost you again. Why? Because they didn't do any work. So in that final phase, which I said is breadcrumbing, but it can also turn into rekindling, because maybe they'll breadcrumb you and you fell for it for a little bit because you were lost after the discard. Again, that is not a normal way to break up with people. And they're doing it because of this attachment style. Now, so the rekindling, they feel relieved after they've kind of broken up with you because now they're off the hook to really stand up and do all the things that they said that they wanted to do. And they did want to do them. They're just not capable of it until they heal those childhood wounds. Now, so they want to also see if you're still available option, and they probably regretted the breakup, because especially when they're telling you that, no one's ever loved them like that and things like that, it's because it's true. Now, they lack self-awareness, right? They've got a lot of low self-esteem. They want to know, can they get back with you and sweep it under the rug? So how do you protect yourself from this? You've got to set those strong boundaries. If you're like me, I am an anxious attachment. So I need to know what's happening. What are we doing? How is there something you need me to do better? Could I do something different in the relationship? And so a lot of times these two, these avoidance and the anxious, that there's actually a strong attraction there. So as an anxious person, you need to set boundaries. This is what I'm going to accept, and this is not what I'm going to accept. And what work did you do? These are people that you've got to have them do the work, because if they don't, they're going to ghost you again. They're going to slow fade. They're going to do, so basically 1, 2, 3, it's going to happen all over again. And then you'll end up back and forth. So again, this has been Dr. Clark with another cup of the morning coffee.